Good afternoon. March 21st, 2022, Greg Stack, CLP number 8 assignment for recording with, I happen to have compost tea from a different source from a vendor. I'm going to share my screen now, Laura, and pull up Scope Tech. I've already loaded. Here's my compost tea. It's a dark, rich one. It hasn't been brewing very long. It doesn't hold. Let me share this. And there we go. So let me do full screen and see if that is sufficient. Maybe not. I was at 33%. But I'm presuming you can still hear me. This is compost tea from a source of compost from Idaho. It's been brewing just over 40 hours, but it's been dormant during the season. And there in front of you is reading one region, and you can see some flagellates. Some of them are in focus, some of them are not. That they're kind of a jerking, hurting motion and not smooth action. There's one, I could count at least two in this frame. And I've already adjusted my diopters and my other adjustments required. Some organic matter. And there's, so I count two in that one just off the frame. Oh, there's another one back. Not sure if that was the one that came back or a third one. Doesn't have the smooth motion that a ciliate would have. And here's some more coming across. So 2, 3, so 3 in field of view 1. Then I'll move over 1 field of view. And this one is not nearly as much bacteria. I'm at 400x, 400 times the magnification. There's not as much, nearly as much bacteria in this one. Now I may have to feed it more. But there are, it's unusual to see various bacteria in here, but I do not see any flagellates like in the last field of view. So that's field of view 2. And there's some floating debris in your upper right. But and to get everything focused, I've adjusted my wide open on my brightness. And I've adjusted my diaphragm, iris diaphragm. Hopefully that helps you. So that's field of view 2. I'll move over 1 more. And here's 1 flagellate in the middle of the screen moving around. I cannot see any flagella or tail at the base. There's another one in the upper right corner moving. Moving down, there's actually 3, and there's Sometimes if you don't get them on the right focal plane, you can see some shadows, but you can't actually see the flagellate. So one good one in the center here, Laura, and oh, there's another fast moving. Oh, I didn't quite catch him if that was a ciliate or flagellate. But here's a small one to your right, coming down the right side as well. So I count two in this field of view. Here's a lively one going around in circles. An apt phrase to say that they're a bumbler. I'm not satisfied with this as a compost tea for the amount of bacteria. It'd be hardly enough, it seems to me, to keep. Well, there's another one that went off from the center upward, so there's two there. And that's field of view 4 and reading 1. And here's field of view 5 and reading 1. I see keep focusing in and out to get on the right plane. The thing about this field of view, you'll notice that there are a number of moving objects that are, oh, here's a flagellate going across the field. So we get a focus on it, that one. Yeah, it's not a ciliate because of how it moves. It's fast, but means a different species, but it isn't very straight line and it doesn't have that smooth stroke about it. So another one in this view. And then there are this troublesome in between and field of view 5, reading 1, of something that looks a little bit larger than a bacteria, maybe like twice the size. There's another flagellate right in the middle on that crystal, and then one at the bottom on the left. I guess if you wait long enough, huh, Laura? But some of these are rather large size for bacteria. The one on the bottom left corner, I just can't bring in the focus on this camera. The bottom left quadrant, left rear, left bottom, it almost looks like it's moving too fast for an amoeba, but it's got that kind of flow to it. But then all of a sudden it takes off, so it cannot be an amoeba. So it's got to be a flagellate. I just do not see the tail. Oh, there's another one going left to right, upper, and across it goes. So that concludes field of view 5 for reading area. So I'll move down to reading area 2. Field of view 1. Field of view 2. Field of view 3. All of a sudden, I do not see flagellates. Field of view 4. There are some flagella showing here. Since these are just awakening, they're from dormancy. It looks like there's one in the upper left quadrant that just divided. Just bringing them into focus. Yeah, probably 2 flagella just divided. There's one more just in the upper center, one more behind him, and away we go. Yeah, I would definitely have to add some sugar source to this to improve the. I'm going to brew this another 24 hours. If in the field, I would do that this time of year. On the upper right, on around that, Chris, so there's a flagellate there moving pretty quickly, but not in a smooth motion. Another one on the lower left gone. But there's not very much bacteria food source for them here. But tonight I may add, there's a flagella in the middle. Sauntering off. It's hard in the late winter, first day of spring. But if you look on the lower right corner, there's got to be a, and then one on the left, bottom left, 2 of them just coming up. They're coming live. They're, I think they're probably just baby flagellates. They're not much more than 5, 6, 7 micrometers diameter. So now I'll move to the middle reading. Field of view 1. That's no drop. Not very much bacteria in here. About that, looks like we got an amoeba right here, almost dead center. Naked amoeba, just flowing around, just getting his strut. Flowing into that aggregate. There's a flagellate going across. Got my eye on the upper right corner. It looks like there's 3 naked amoeba that are very tiny. They're not moving much, but they are moving and changing shape. There's a flagellate in the lower right going off slowly. These things seem to like come alive before your very eyes. So it's got some variety. Last field of view. Uh, in the 10 o'clock quadrant, 11 o'clock quadrant, there looks like another naked amoeba. There's some more ciliates in here, 2 more. I'll move to reading area 4. Ciliate or amoeba, excuse me, flagella moving off. Another flagellate, 2, 3 flagellates. Flagellate bottom right. The flagellate center left, coming down to the 6 o'clock position. And I would say I've got a naked amoeba right at the 7 o'clock position for sure, freely flowing cytoplasm, pseudopods hanging out, moving around, moving faster than I expected. That's clearly an amoeba, alive and well. That's good to see. just surprising. There's so little bacteria in this. And last field of view in reading area 4. Or at the top, there's a flagellate feeding on something. Flagellates going across. They live in quite a bumbly, tumbly world for sure. 2 of them going down. More to follow. There's a current in this lens. Okay, I'll move down to reading area 5. Floating debris. Bottom left going toward 6 o'clock. It looks like it's another flagellate moving along. Not in any big hurry. Or floating debris. The flagellate. Two flagellates. Reading area 3. Excuse me, reading 5, field of view 3. See if there's anything on the lower left. This stuff seems to just be floating. Oh, there's some movement. Yeah. And both alike. So those 2 all seem to be moving to the left. There's 3 or 4 I count in here. They mostly seem to be going with the current flagellates, but or they're round naked amoeba. But I'm surprised. Oh no, there's a little flagellate right there. I can just see it. That's going to be a flagellate. More coming from the upper right, center right. Yeah. They're moving. A number of flagellates in this view, like 6, 7, which is unusual for me. Bacteria seem to move a lot too. What little there is, more in the upper end. Can't quite tell, but it looks like it's in a tinamite seed in the middle left. And there's some must be, it's about 1 micrometer. Yeah, and about 0.3 length. I'm not used to using this observations through the camera. It's a different kind of perspective, that's for sure. More looks like flagellates. Hunting. I don't see many bacteria they've eaten, so I'm going to put some sugar in. Probably analyze this tomorrow. So that is the end of the screen share. More of my analysis of so I'm stopping the sharing right now, but then I'm not going to do a bacteria view on this. This is a 1-to-1 dilution of compost tea after about 40 hours of brewing, and it definitely is not mature enough at this time of year. I'm not a bit surprised with the coldness of the water and so on. Thus, I'm going to actually do one tomorrow to see if it's any better. I'll forward this to you to be part of the assignment. I'm not sure what else there would be required. Yeah, but we'll go from there, and then I'll chat with you on Tuesday. Happy Spring Day.